when teams go into games with the Cowboys, they know, hey, we have to put up like 35 points to win this game. And no matter how bad the defense is across from you, saying going into a game, we have to put up 35 points, it is a tad bit intimidating. It's not intimidating that you have to go up against this defense. That's not what I'm saying. It's a bad defense, right? But what I'm saying is knowing that you have to go into a game clicking on all cylinders and making sure that you don't make any mistakes, because if you make mistakes, now you're giving the ball back to that explosive offense that they have. Yeah, that is something that teams do not want to deal with. I am not out on the Dallas Cowboys one bit. Now, when I mean I'm not out on them, I'm not saying that they're like a Super Bowl contender, but can they make the playoffs and be a pain in the butt? Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Like, yeah, they need to fix some things with the defensive side of the ball. But the thing is, like, when you look at that team, you see on one side, the offensive side of the ball, that's a Super Bowl offense. That's the number one offense in football. I don't think it's necessarily close either. They're the best offense in football. Defensively, they're the worst defense in football. But I don't think they're like a complete lost cause on defense to the extent that can they be like the 20th best defense in football by the end of the season? I think they could be, right? Like they're returning some guys. DeMarvion Overshown, the linebackers coming back. That's going to be big because their linebacker play has not been very good. Savone Revel, the rookie that they drafted in the third round. Now, he is a guy that is coming off a torn ACL, so that is something to be weary of. But I mean, look, if you can have as your corners, you have Diggs, Bland, and Revel, that's a pretty solid cornerback room, right? Now, you hope Revel plays to the level that you want him to play to, which is at the very least day one, a solid starting corner. We'll see what happens. And then Overshown again, like that's kind of the thing, right? With Dallas is that they're banking on a lot of ifs going their way. And it just doesn't like, that's just not a great way to live if you're a football team. But can they change some things schematically with the defense? Can their personnel get a little better by trade, by free agent acquisition, or by players coming off of injury? Yeah, that like it can get better. Not saying that's going to get good, but it can get better. But when I look at this offense, the Cowboys have the best offense in football. They have a quarterback who I think at the current moment so far this season has been the best quarterback in the NFL. You have one of the top 3-5 receivers in the NFL with CeeDee Lamb. Now, granted, he is injured right now, but that makes you say, hey, they put up 40 points on the Green Bay Packers without CeeDee Lamb. Think about when they get CeeDee Lamb back, and they're missing 2 offensive linemen as well. They get those guys back. That offense is going to be really, really scary. George Pickens is playing fantastic football. They're running the ball effectively too. Like that's something that a lot of people didn't expect that they were going to do coming into the season, but they've been able to run the ball at a very, very high level. They're one of the best rushing attacks in football this year. Javonte Williams has been an absolute godsend for them. Now, I do think they need to add another running back because I don't think Javonte Williams is enough. I do think they need to add, if Jadon Blue can be a guy for them, that's going to be big, right? Like they need some more juice in the backfield to where if a play is blocked up for, let's just say 6 or 7 yards, that guy can take it 60 yards. And that is a guy like Jadon Blue. He is an explosive running back. I don't think they have enough explosiveness in their run game. If they can add that, that's just another layer to their offense that they can add. But when I look at what Brian Schottenheimer is doing as the head coach of that team, it's been very, very impressive, at least on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they have to get it together. That is more of a Matt Eberflus problem, in my personal opinion. But the reason why I'm not out on this team is because when teams go into games with the Cowboys, they know, hey, we have to put up like 35 points to win this game. And no matter how bad the defense is across from you, saying going into a game, we have to put up 35 points, it is a tad bit intimidating. It's not intimidating that you have to go up against this defense. That's not what I'm saying. It's a bad defense, right? But what I'm saying is knowing that you have to go into a game clicking on all cylinders and making sure that you don't make any mistakes, because if you make mistakes, now you're giving the ball back to that explosive offense that they have. Yeah, that is something that teams do not want to deal with. It's never going to be an easy game with Dallas. Now, the Bears game, yeah, that wasn't good. But I would also say, like, hey, CeeDee Lamb got injured in the first few plays. Like, that's going to affect your game plan significantly on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I will say about the Cowboys as well, like, what is the ceiling of this football team? The ceiling, I think, is the conference championship game. I don't see them getting past that. I just don't think I don't think their defense is going to get good enough to the point where they're going to be able to compete in games late in the season. Like, when I mean compete, I mean like compete against the best teams in the NFC and playing in the playoffs. It's going to be a bit difficult for them. But right now they're 1-2-1. And when you look at their schedule coming up here, they have a very favorable schedule in the next few weeks here. They have the Jets on Sunday. They have the Panthers next Sunday. They can win those two games. If they do that, they're 3-2-1 at that point. Then they have the Commanders. They can win that game. So, and then you're looking at the Broncos. That'll be a tough one in Denver, but they could, with what I saw from that offense, they can pull that out. And then they have Cardinals, Raiders. I mean, you're looking at the next few weeks here. You're looking at potential of they can win their 5 of their next 6 games. Like, I don't think the Commanders are good this year at all. Jaden Daniels are not. I don't think they're a good football team. Like, you're looking at a team that when they play Philly on November 23rd, they could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. So they could be 7-3-1 going into that game. Right. And they're playing Philly in Dallas. We saw what happened the last time Dallas played Philly. I mean, they were a CeeDee Lamb catch away from winning that football game. And then coming down the stretch, like, yeah, they have the Eagles, they have the Chiefs, they have the Lions, they have the Vikings, the Chargers. Like, that stretch of games where people were saying for Dallas, like, hey, this is going to be a gauntlet for them. When you look at the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Vikings, the Chargers, and the Commanders, I mean, they could win 3 of those games. There's no doubt in my mind about that, right? Like, I think they can beat the Eagles. I don't think the Eagles are as good as their record says they are. I mean, they should be 2-2, maybe 1-3 at the current moment. And then you look at a Chiefs team in Dallas, like, they can make that happen. Lions in Detroit, that's going to be difficult. But Minnesota, they can beat Minnesota. They can beat Los Angeles. They could beat the Commanders in Washington. Like, the only game that I feel confident picking against the Cowboys for the rest of the season is the Lions. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win every game. Don't mistake me with that, because, I mean, they did have a really pathetic performance against the Chicago Bears. But what I'm saying is, I think the only game where I look at them and write them off is the Lions game. All these other games, they can win every one of these games going forward. And I mean, if they're able to do that, now, again, I don't think they're going to win every game. I'm just saying they can be competitive. They can win those games. I think this is a 10-win football team. And if they're a 10-win football team, you have to think about it like this. With them tying that game against the Green Bay Packers, if they're a 10-win football team, it's essentially like they're an 11-win football team. Unless the Packers win 10 games as well, then you're looking at a situation where there's probably going to be different tiebreakers there. But if they win 10 games, it's essentially like they won 11, because they're going to get every tiebreaker over every 10-win team. So, playoff team, I think, and I don't think there's going to be many teams that want to see this team in the playoffs. Not with that offense. Defensively, yeah, they're not afraid of that defense. But I think teams, especially offensively, they're intimidated by what that offense can do. Their offense is intimidated by what the opposing offense can do. And if they make any mistakes, they put the ball in harm's way and it's a turnover going the other way, that could swing a football game. Like, now, granted, you could say that for everybody, but I'm saying with that offense, yeah, like, it could be detrimental, like really detrimental to your football team.